It is still Christmas Eve in 1543, so Merry Christmas, I suppose, and welcome to Pentiment Part 27. We have been part of the Perston Lauf. We've been talking to people, we've been listening to Jorg speak, and we can speak to Jorg again. Hello, Jorg. Hey, Magdalene. Sorry to bother you during the feast. Oh, hello, Jorg. Again. Nice speech, by the way. Did you like the song? We did listen to Alexander sing. It was beautiful. Did you need something? Oh, she's conked out. I don't remember her name. That's Veronica. That's someone else. Apollo is also kinda out. Not surprising. Il Peter looks like he can take a few more. And Paul is just hanging out with the children and Anna. Well, all the chatter around the revolt earlier had me thinking. You're nearly done with the mural, aren't you? The last time you talked with the council, you said you were working on the final portion, painting the revolt. I don't mean to nag during the feast, though. That's Veronica's job. I should have it done soon. I've been listening to people around town talk about the revolt so I can get a better idea of how to paint it. You know, everyone has a different idea of how that night happened. But I think I finally settled on how I want to depict it. Oh, yeah? Really? Did you? I don't remember doing that. Oh, okay, let's see. I want to honor what the peasants stood for. I'll show Otto giving a speech and the soldiers in the distance. I'll paint the peasants burning the abbey and the mill and the landsknechts defending the monks. I think I'll show the aftermath of the revolt and paint the ruined abbey surrounded by everyone who died and their families. Oh, how do we want to depict this? I mean, they're all kind of true, because Otto gave a speech and they died and the soldiers were in the distance. They were kind of threatening to come in if the monks weren't released, although that didn't happen before Otto was killed, I think. That happened after. That's when they kind of... Yeah, so this one doesn't really show what actually happened. Because as long as... He was stirring up trouble, according to the Lord, but the soldiers were maybe kind of on the way already, but they weren't really there because we don't know. The soldiers didn't really come into play until, like I said, the brothers and monks and everything was barricaded inside the abbey, which we had to sneak into during using the secret entrance we had found way earlier, several years earlier. Also, painting them burning the abbey kinda puts them in a very bad light. I mean, they had grievances, and I think that, yes, they were kinda right to rise up, because something needed to be done. If they hadn't, they wouldn't have what they have now, like we've said before, and things would probably just have gotten worse and worse with higher taxes and more restrictions on what they could and couldn't do. So, no. I think this one kind of speaks to me the most. This one is nice, but again, doesn't really show exactly what happened. It would be nice though. But this one, show the aftermath of the revolt and paint the ruined abbey surrounded by everyone who died and their families. So we get a ruined abbey. We can see that it would have been burned down. So people will be able to see that there was an abbey here. And from that they can infer that people actually inhabited said abbey. And then we have everyone who died was there and their families, so the living. So everyone gets a piece of the cake, except for the monks and brothers. So yeah, I think I'll show the aftermath of the revolt and paint the ruined abbey surrounded by everyone who died and their families. I don't know if that's such a good idea. The mural was meant to honor Tassing, not stir up grief. Maybe Klaus was the better pick to paint the mural after all. Anyway, I'll get out of your way. You've got better things to do. I think Utz was looking for you too. Of course he was. Not again. He can't get the word no through his thick head, can he? I think I'll actually go home for the night. I've had enough of Utz's flirting and I should check in on my dad. We'll tell him hello from all of us, alright? I will. Good night, Jorg. Good night, Magdalene. I mean, yes, don't really want to stir up grief, but we spent 3 hours at the feast. Nice. Head home. But again, I want to try and depict what happened as faithfully as possible. And this one paints most things in a... Oh, the stars are actually twinkling. Nice. In a better light. That's enough celebration for one evening. Baltus's beer is strong and people are getting unruly. Or sleepy. Time to head home and see how Dad is doing. There's a small fuzzy owl right here. Anything to say here? The valley looks so beautiful, covered in snow. It sure does. I guess we're going home. She is still alive and in there. Holy hell. Ooh, it's gotta be really cold in there by now, sir. In a stone building with an open window that you presumably can't shut? Because I don't think there were shutters for the window. We have been inside the room once with Andreas. Seeing you, while nice to know that you're still alive even though you're dead to the world, does not bode well. Oh dear. God bless you and Merry Christmas, Magdalene. Oh, Merry Christmas, Sister Amelie. Sorry. Saliva in the wrong throat. Were we bothering you with the noise next door? Oh no, not at all. Hearing people celebrating Christ's birth gives me great joy, even though he was not born during Christmas. Christmas should be a heartening time of year for us all. Yeah, because we still call it Yule, basically, from the olden word Yule. The name is not connected with Christ in any way whatsoever. Still have all the usual traditions though, including the extreme commercialism, which we should actually maybe not do so much of, because it's just that's the part of Christmas I hate most of all, the freaking commercialism. I mean, if you want to buy stuff, but it's gone to extremes, yeah? I always think there's something healing about coming together to celebrate Christmas. All of us are part of the body of Christ, I guess. Yes, when we come together in fellowship, things are made whole. People need Christmas in the depth of winter to remind them that spring will return. And we will all have a chance to live again. Except me, because I am dead to the world. Magdalene, who is that? I don't see anyone. I think you saw half that guy. I can still hear him walking. That looked like the person, beard-wise, was looking at us, looking in at us in the salt mine. But we just saw Smokey, and his beard is longer, so it's not Smokey. Then, who the hell? Because I don't remember anyone else in the village having that kind of beard. I mean, people have been moving in and out of Tassing, and sometimes when we get back to Tassing after a few years, there's always someone new, but we always speak to them. They're always, you know, kind of mentioned by someone. So, they wouldn't do that, would they? They wouldn't just throw in someone who just, oh, this guy moved to Tassing 10 years ago, you just haven't spoken to him. Although that could be my fault, not being thorough enough going through the town trying to talk to people. Also, oh no, Dad! Please excuse me, Sister Emily. I need to check on my father. Post haste. Very soon. Fast. Of course. God bless you. Run. Thank you, sister. Run. Fucking run. The door is open. Is someone there? Here? Dad? I was talking to Sister Emily on the way home when I saw that strange figure by my house. When I tried to take a closer look, I noticed our front door was open. I need to check on Dad. Okay, just checking. No notes left. This is still messy. Yes, still as messy as ever. Klaus, please be okay. I mean, there wouldn't really be any use attacking him again because he's gonna die soon anyway. Klaus? Oh, thank God. Oh. Magdalene, is that you? What's the matter? Someone was standing near the house. The door was open. I was afraid something might have happened to you. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear anything. I've been asleep most of the day. Most of the evening too, for that matter. Oh, I'm worried about you, Magdalene. You're worried about me? You're working too hard. I know taking care of me takes up so much of your time. And I know how hard you've been working on the mural. I know how important it is to you. For you to work this hard, it has to be important to you. Well, it is important to me because it's important to you, and thus it's important to me. It's all connected. I'm not going to make it, Magdalene. Yeah, I know. We all know. We just don't like to talk about it. I know. Let's just treasure these moments we have left together. Yeah, always do that. With the people you love. Never take the time you have with them for granted. It's all right. This is just life. Although it kind of isn't, because I was attacked. But it's just life. I'm glad I'm going before you, even if it's sooner than either of us would like. I've already seen too much death in my time. I just wanted to show you what I could do. I wanted you to be proud of me. I'm sure he is. Oh, I have been. Every day of your life. You've never needed to prove anything to me. I wish I could stay to see the mural when you finish it, but I don't need to. I know it will be more beautiful than anything these old hands have ever made. Well, I don't know, you made Magdalene. I'm sure hands were involved at some point. No, don't say that. It's true, though. I mean, I got along all right. But I always knew you would surpass me before long. You can already see things that I never could. See things and make them real. What are you, a pictomancer? I'm trying. You're doing it. Whether I die tonight or tomorrow or the next day, I'm not going to be here much longer. One morning you're going to wake up and you'll have to do things for yourself. Yeah, that hits hard. Yeah. Love things for yourself, and you'll have to share it with the world. Love is the only reason to do anything in this life. Oh, all this talking. Too much. Could you bring me something to eat? Of course, Dad. You haven't eaten all day. And I missed the Christmas feast too. I can't believe no one brought me a cookie. I'll go get some soup. Let's go get some soup for dear old Dad. Klaus? So he definitely knew that this person was here all along. I'm sorry, Klaus. Who are you? About everything. You're here. What? Who are you? I mean, the only other person we've been kind of controlling this way is Andreas, but he burned to death? So what have you been doing? I don't know if you've been doing this or this, so I think so. These days I feel like my mind has been cracking apart. Sometimes I'm not sure where I am. Oh. I stop all of what? I've been trying to keep Magdalene safe? I've been trying to figure it out this whole time. Are you the thread puller? Are you the one who's been leaving notes everywhere? After the fire, it's all I could think about. That. And them. They've never left me. They're all still there, all in the dance of death. Are you the one who painted things onto the Dance of Death mural then? So Magdalene was right. It was only one person, one guy running around, following her into the salt mine. Same person in the chapter house who also painted on the mural. Are you also the guy who's been leaving notes then? If so, why? The Baron, Piero, Guy? Actually, Andreas? How the fuck would you have survived the fire? But kind of... Because he's the only one who has connections to the Baron and Piero and Guy, and painting everyone in the dancer mural, even though it would be kind of weird that he painted himself burning in that case. Are you Andreas? Or are you the thread puller, the mastermind, the puppet master? It is starting. No, it has to be Andreas because he has the Baron Piero Guy thing on his conscience. Also lucky. Okay, it is Andreas. What the fuck? How? How? Peter Otto? Yeah, this is Andreas. August? Who the hell was August? Your son? I think you named him August. And now you. Okay, I need to know more. Dad? Hello? Oh God, it's you! Who are you? What are you doing to my father? Oh, Magdalene, it's alright, it's alright. I'm sorry, I've forgotten my manners after all these years. And you've likely forgotten my face, or what it once was. Magdalene, this is Andreas Mahler. Tell me how the hell you survived the fire. Back from the dead. Yeah, the earliest memory I have of you is of you running into a library, burning library. Okay, brain jumbled, sorry. The earliest memory I have is of you running into a burning library. Okay, get back on track. Andreas is alive, somehow, and he's been watching over Magdalene, at least in the salt mine. And according to himself, he has been trying to keep Magdalene safe from someone, definitely not the thread puller. Gertrude is still not off the hook from that then. Because again, she and the blind nun are the only ones still here, but the blind nun probably couldn't write the notes and leave them so perfectly on everyone. So Gertrude, the thread puller, but why? I want to know. Yeah, burning library, tell me more. I'm sorry. I don't understand. No one could have survived that. Yeah, because we saw him running in, and then carrying out some books, then running in again, and then the whole scene zoomed out, and we saw him at the top of the freaking tower where everything was burning. Are you telling me that the fire didn't spread as much all the way up to the top? Is it because everything there was made of stone, and only the shelves and books and parchments and scrolls burned? Maybe I shouldn't have, but I did. I don't understand, Andreas. Where have you been all these years? Up in the Abbey? Hiding from the world. In the ruins, mostly. Sometimes in the woods when it was warm. Stealing bread from Grit. Stealing books from you. Oh, so I wasn't going crazy. It's the only thing that's kept my mind from forgetting what words are. Wait, how did you survive the fire? Tell me. With some difficulty. I grabbed as many books as I could and placed them in the scriptorium. Yes. When the smoke got too thick, I started to black out. The next thing I remember was Caspar pulling me into the crypt. Oh. Okay, let's see. Caspar. Pulling him into the crypt. The crypt was on the entrance to the crypt was on the bottom floor. And Caspar was hiding in the side entrance there, so he could have just hurried left. And then quickly go down into the basement, cellar, crypt, whatever you want to call it, and to the secret entrance because he knew about it. And then he also went in there and he pulled Andreas's and pull Andreas out then. Okay, fine. I can probably accept that. Yes, that is possible. That could have happened. Sure, okay. Your apprentice, the boy. You sent him back to Salzburg. Well, he didn't go. He was hiding there. He didn't leave. He waited in the woods and watched what was happening. No. He was clearly hiding near the scriptorium. Unless he then ran to the woods and then he ran back? That would make no sense. When he saw me in the window of the library, he ran through the crypt to save me. Well, I guess he could have done that, because... Okay, so he first hid in the little side nook there between the scriptorium and the rest of the abbey. Somehow ran away. Wasn't discovered by anyone or mowed down by a landsknecht. Into the woods. And from there, he went down into the ruins then, to the aqueduct, which we know had a few exits into the abbey. Right? That must have been the way he did it. Because otherwise, he must have had to run back to the abbey again. But the woods is also kind of a fair ways away from the abbey. How the hell would he have been able to see you in the window? I mean, we saw you. Fine. It's not impossible that it happened that way. Not impossible. Could have. I'll accept it for now. And he did. But he saw that I was trying to save the books and he went back in. Oh, so the painting of Caspar burning on the Dance of Death actually happened. Ooh. I couldn't stop him. I was barely conscious. He never came back out, Klaus. He never came back out. When I woke up, everyone was dead or gone. I couldn't face any of you. Too much shame and guilt. I couldn't go back to Sabine, that empty house. So, I hid. I mean, yeah. Definitely. Definitely Andreas. So, don't need to state the obvious here. Why have you been following me? I thought you were trying to kill me. Oh, what happened at the mine was an accident. I just stepped too close to the edge. I'm sorry. I was afraid to talk to you. Afraid to talk to anyone. Yeah, I mean... We know he didn't... We know. Magdalene doesn't know. She just knows about the purple notes. So, while this would be a very, very, very logical thing of her to ask, I'm more interested in this. What changed? Why are you here tonight? To help you. To help Klaus. Help me? Help me with the mural? Help you survive to finish it. Okay, so you were definitely not the one who attacked Klaus then. No, because that would be the thread puller note lever. The hand that tried to kill your father will likely strike again. It has killed before to prevent Tassing's history from being known. Why? What is so important about Tassing's history? Does it have something to do with the Mithraeum we keep hearing about but can't find any information about? Is there something hidden down in the Mithraeum that no one ever once found? Because that's the only thing I can think of. Because nothing else seems particularly dangerous. It all just seems like normal history. Pagans, Romans, Christians. Just history. The only thing that stands out is the gosh danged Mithraeum. Tassing's history? Why? Because Tassing's real history is at odds with the story we've all been told. Oh. Oh? It's been covered, bit by bit, layer by layer, until it could no longer be seen. But it's still here. It's always been here, hidden beneath our feet in the Mithraeum. And it's still protected, haunted by the specter of death that has hung over this place for generations. The thread puller. Yes. Thread puller? Beneath our feet? What are you talking about? The person who attacked your father is the same person who manipulated someone into killing Otto Zimmermann. And Lawrence Rothvogel. Yes, and they traveled through the Roman aqueducts that connects Tassing and Kirsau. The guy, or gal, if it's Gertrude, in the white sheet jumping over the aqueduct which Andreas and Black Till saw, which we never managed to figure out who the hell that was. It wasn't until 7 years later that we found our own way into the aqueducts, and by then there were no clues. Although the paths in the aqueduct kinda did go into the monastery convent slash the sisters side as well. It went to both the monk side, the abbey, and to the sister side, the monastery or convent or whatever. I've been saying convent, maybe it's monastery, I don't know. But both sides. It's a network of tunnels I've become quite familiar with. And I've seen the ghost that haunts them, that can squeeze through the tiniest opening. Okay, so not Gertrude then. So the sisters talk about seeing a ghost. You remember when we were touring and lying about perhaps joining the Poor Clares? It was an actual person then. And not just a figment of her imagination. I've seen it bend itself in half to reach places I could never follow. So are we talking about something actually supernatural, or are we just talking about some contortionist-like fella? I've traveled along every inch of the aqueduct and the old city, but there's one place I have never found. Mithraeum? The lair where the threadpuller retreats to. The ancient Roman temple that it is determined to hide from view. The Mithraeum. You found it? No, but I mapped out a darkness between the collapsed tunnels. And I believe I know how to get there. Come with me. I'll show you. Dad? She doesn't know Andreas. I mean, I trust Andreas, but she doesn't know Andreas. Well, he's a good man, Magdalene. You'll be safe with him. Will you be alright? Yes, I'll be fine. I'm dead soon anyway. Protect my daughter, Andreas. With my life, Klaus. I promise. Alright. Let's find the Mithraeum. The rat house? What are we doing here? When the men dug the foundation, they found Roman ruins that had been buried over time. They couldn't waste stone, so they used the Roman wall as one of the cellars. Yes, that's kinda what we've been told has been happening in Tassing. They found Roman ruins and they kept building the town upon it. So, yeah. There's a way inside. To the hidden place. Are you alright? Yes? Alright. Into the Rathskeller. Which would be the rat house cellar, I guess. The strange figure that's been following me was Andreas Mahler? He survived the fire all those years ago, but he's been hiding in the abbey ruins ever since. It's hard to believe, but he's come back to help me find the person who attacked Dad. He calls them the Threadpuller and says we need to find the Mithraeum. Under the rat house? It's a bit hard to make sense of it all, but Dad says I can trust him. Alright. Can we actually go? If I wanted to go somewhere now. Okay, so this is probably... I can't go anywhere. We're just going to go into the Rathskeller. Which would probably... cellar. Into the Rathskeller. Well, it seems like a perfect place to end this for now. We go into the Rathskeller next time, hopefully finding the Mithraeum. Maybe finally seeing who the hell this Threadpuller is. So if it's someone who can squeeze through the tiniest openings and bend over half to get places Andreas can't, it sure as hell ain't Gertrude. That's just the way it is. That's not physically possible. I have no idea who it is then. I can't even imagine. I have no other suspects. So I guess we'll see. But for now, thank you for being here and thank you for watching. It's appreciated. I like it very much. And I appreciate it very much. Of course. That was weird. Sorry. Anyway, take care of yourself. Please be kind and try to be the best you so that we can try and nudge the world into a slightly better place for us all. Laters.